As the anticipation builds for the Noche UFC main event on September 13 in San Antonio, tensions are already flaring between headliners Diego Lopes and Jean Silva. Not just over who will win, but over identity, nationality, and pride. Jean Silva, a surging featherweight prospect out of Brazil, has attempted to get under Lopes' skin in the lead up to their clash, questioning the veteran fighter's national allegiance. Despite both men being Brazilian-born, Silva has publicly mocked Lopes for identifying with both Brazil and Mexico, stating he intends to beat up a guy who doesn't know if he's Mexican or Brazilian. The comments stem from Lopes' well-known dual identity. Born in Manaus, Brazil, Lopes has spent the past 10 years living and training in Puebla, Mexico. During that time, he has developed a deep connection with Mexican culture, fans, and the MMA scene. As a result, he proudly carries both the Brazilian and Mexican flags to the Octagon, a gesture that represents his journey in the two nations that have shaped his life and career. While some fans and fighters have embraced Lopes' 27-7 MMA, 6-2 UFC, as a symbol of multicultural pride, Silva, 16-2 MMA, 5-0 UFC, clearly sees it as a vulnerability to exploit in his psychological warfare. But Lopes is having none of it. "I find that very silly," Lopes said in Spanish during a recent interview with MMA Junkie. "First of all, we're in a sport that's global. This isn't the Olympics, where you have to pick a flag and represent one nation. MMA is about competition between fighters, not countries."
Lopes explained that criticisms about his identity are nothing new. In fact, he's been hearing it for years, from both Latin American and Brazilian communities. "Believe me, I've heard this nonsense before," Lopes continued. "People saying, oh, he's not really Mexican, or, he's not Brazilian enough. I've heard it from both sides. But I don't care. I know who supports me. I know who stood by me when I had nothing. That's what matters." Indeed, Lopes' loyalty to Mexico runs deep. Not only has he established his training base there, but he also credits the country for revitalizing his career and providing the platform that helped launch him into the UFC spotlight. His emotional connection to both countries is evident every time he steps into the cage, something he vows won't change, regardless of the criticism.
"One thing is for sure. On the night of the fight, I will walk out with both the Brazilian and Mexican flags.